At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at belisiofoods.com/careers.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where we are here today to talk about, well, all things Rio again. We're so excited to have you here, and this is our good friend, Misty.
Hi.
Hi, and Misty is actually, let's see, would you be the director?
Yes, I'm the director of the Rio Grande McArthur Center.
Very good. And that, a lot of folks may not know that MacArthur actually has a kind of a branch of the University of Rio Grande right there in the middle of everything.
Yeah, we are actually located at the old high school in Vinton County. We've been there for approximately 13 years.
Is it really that long?
Yes, it has been that long. I have
can't
been there
believe it.
myself 11 years. So
I cannot believe it's been that long.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're really doing some great things in Vinton County. So we are excited to be there and continuing to grow. So that's been a very exciting piece as well. I think when the center started, we were trying to serve a need in the Vinton County local schools to upskill some of their aides. And so from that, it started to grow into an actual very scheduled and very planned out process of offering courses. So it's grown.
That is so amazing. And so we talked with Kristen the other day about, of course, the Jackson location. Mm-hmm. And so now we're going to talk about the Vinton County location today. And, again, Rio is doing such great things. It's growing so much. And we are so fortunate to have these kind of, if you will, satellite locations where people aren't having to drive a long way to get to where to get their education.
And that really is the key. I mean, I think Rio is really trying to make deposits in the communities of the service areas to meet the needs that exist there. So in rural Appalachia, transportation is a huge barrier.
Sure it is.
Yes. Trying to get students to be able to access higher education and create those opportunities for them. Transportation is a barrier. Childcare is a barrier. So trying to bring those opportunities closer to those communities where the commute is more realistic and more achievable. It's a great thing.
It cracks me up when people, and if you don't know, you don't know. And people come down here and they're like, hey, can we call an Uber or, whatever? I'm like, no, no, what do you mean? I'm like, we don't have it here. Well, why not? I'm like, because they won't let us have it here. Like because Uber says no, I don't, it's so bizarre, but so you are right. We don't have public transportation and we don't have any, ride sharing or anything like that. So it does make transportation tough.
It really does. And, being right downtown, if you can call MacArthur downtown, 307 West High Street is where we're at. And, we're right in the center. So we are very accessible and we have morning classes and night classes. So I think it's really kind of changed the platform of what Vinton County looks like in terms of accessing higher ed. If you were to look at the census now as opposed to even, I think, 7 years ago, you would see a big change.
Yeah, and it's all for the best.
Yes, it is. It's really a great experience for me to be able to see students that I've worked with now in careers that they're happy about or wanting to continue on and they're continuing to grow. I actually have some students that have come back and taught for me. So
really? How fun. It goes full circle.
Yes, it's wonderful. I love that. I love it.
So what is your main role there at the Vinton County campus? You're just kind of overseeing everything?
Yes, I'm the director. So, that kind of encompasses a lot of things. We do just the same as with Kristen and Michelle and the other locations, we would do the planning for what we're going to offer. So trying to really get a good handle of what the demand is in our local communities so that we can really hit that market and make sure that we're meeting the need that exists there. So we're responsible for that. And of course, any kind of student needs that would come up. If you need help getting admitted into the program, we're going to help you with your application. We're going to help you with your financial aid application. We're going to help you with scheduling your classes, for advising. So all things that are going to pertain to the student, we're going to help you with that from the time you walk in until you're settled in. And then even once you're a student, if you have issues, you're going to see us.
Yay! So. And, that's one of the great things that Kristen and I were talking about the other day was the fact that, and Dylan's actually getting ready to start at Rio, and he did some CCP here in Jackson and whatever. So we talked about that. But the fact that, it's so accessible and he was talking about the FAFSA, for example, and how he's like, it took me like 6 months to figure out how to fill that out. And Kristen said, why do you come and see me? I could have done it in like 10 minutes. And, so these are the things that you all offer that you might not get at some big campus somewhere where, you can come into your office and say, hey, man, I need help with some financial aid forms, or I'm not sure what I need to fill out, and you can just help.
And we love to help.
Yeah, and that's the whole point.
We love to help.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the unique thing is that it is very personal. It is very personal. Everybody that comes in our door, I think we can all really say that we pride ourselves on trying to make that opportunity available to you in a very friendly environment. There is no question that you should ever feel bad about asking, and we are always trying to be available, very accessible to students. So just come see us. And that financial aid application, it can be quite intimidating. It's really not that bad. Come see us and we'll talk you through it.
Yeah, that's for sure. You never try to reinvent the wheel. You go to the expert, right?
Yeah.
So what are so you mentioned, kind of you're tasked with coming up with the courses that would be offered and things like that. How does one do that? Is that, is it based on geography, like maybe what the jobs are in our particular area, or what the jobs, the workforce is nationally, or, how do you choose like what courses to offer?
Well, there's a lot of things that I do, and I can't speak for everybody else, but what I do is I really try to pay attention to what my students are saying to me when they come in to register.
Okay.
When I ask them, do you have any idea of what you want to do in life? Like what is it that you want to achieve? What is your goal through higher education? Or if they're a CCP student, what is it that you're thinking you want to do once you graduate high school? So by asking those questions, I could kind of get an idea of what the trajectory looks like for the interest, the area of interest. It may not even be a job that's offered in Vinton County because there's not a huge job market in Vinton County, but beyond that. So what the interest is, but then also what the realistic job market is in our area. So for some people, it's industry, it's nursing, it's education. And I think a really growing market in my particular area is going to be like hospitality and things like that through the overflow of Hocking Hills.
Huge.
So I think, that's a huge area of interest. And so I try to kind of market that. I try to play on studying those dynamics. And then once I can identify an area, if I need to bring more classes or an idea for a new program to come, then there is a pattern. There is a process of talking to the different academic people and administration to kind of leverage that and see if it's going to be successful, if it can happen. So it's a process.
Yeah.
It's a long process.
It would be.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of analytics and things involved in that, and then finding, of course, people to teach and all that too.
But Rio is very receptive to trying to meet those needs. So, I mean, I'm always really excited, and I kind of always say I'm probably the one that drives people crazy because I'm always outside of the box.
That's great.
I've always got these big ideas, so I'm sure I probably aggravate people. But they have always been very receptive about trying to embrace these new ideas and just trying to really meet the needs locally. It's exciting, and I don't think you get that everywhere you go.
Sure.
I mean, we are a community school. We are a school that cares about the students in our local areas. So, and the communities, the economic growth that's going to come, the workforce development that's going to come from this partnership. So, we're invested.
And there's a lot. So it's funny how you think about, I think you and I are about the same age. As we were growing up, you had our area, and then you had like the big city, you had Columbus, and all of a sudden, and then you had above Columbus, Delaware, and there were cornfields in between.
Right.
And now all of a sudden you have all of these areas merging together, which is, I think a good thing,
Right.
but we also have, this Intel plant.
Right.
That from Vinton County is not all that far away.
No.
And, we have all of these things. We have Hocking Hills moving south because they don't have anywhere else to go.
Correct.
And as the natural beauty and again, the kindness of us and, Appalach can be showcased, these are all things that we need to think about as careers.
Right.
And that's where you guys come in.
It is.
And I love that you said the hospitality, because I don't think a lot of colleges focus on hospitality. But when you start talking about Hocking Hills and you start talking about all of that, it's all hospitality. It's Airbnbs, it's restaurants.
It really is.
It's little shops. It's all of that is hospitality.
Yeah. I mean, that is definitely going to be a job market in Vinton County.
For sure.
It is growing. We have the new winery, Chevaliers.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's really brought in a lot of people from Hocking Hills as well. So, and you have Lake Hope, you have Lake Alma, all of these different areas, these different attractions. We have Moonville.
Yes.
So, I mean, these things are starting to really expand in Vinton County. So, it's going to bring people, to our area for travel and tourism.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean, I think it would behoove us to really look at that and explore that. And we do have like the business track. We do have a business administration associate's degree at MacArthur. So, I mean, there are some different things that Rio is trying to do to meet those needs.
Very good. And see, that's what, you just have to, I love that you think outside the box. That's so good.
I'm always outside of that box.
She's like, I got to get back in the box sometimes.
Sometimes I have to jump over and get back in the box. Yeah.
They're like, please, Misty, get
Yeah.
settle down.
But I know who I am. I'm self-aware.
Well, listen, you're doing something right. You've been at the Rio campus for 12 out of the 14 years it's been open. I think you're doing all right.
I enjoy it. I do. It kind of merges everything that is near and dear to me, which is my community, education, and people. I mean, it's just a really good package for me.
Well, let's talk about some of the courses and offerings that you could find at Rio and Vinton County or in MacArthur.
You can find a lot. You would be surprised. We do have the business administration program. You can do that. And these are all associate degrees when I'm talking about that. For baccalaureates, you would have to go to main campus. But we do have the education programs, the early childhood program. We have that.
Okay.
In terms of associate degrees, we have social services. You can complete that at our location. We do have the EMT program, the certificate. We have the CDCA, which is chemical dependency counseling assistant.
Yes.
Very popular.
We kind of talked about that the other day a little bit, and Kristen was talking about how it is such a needed field right now.
Yes, it really is. We have people contacting us trying to get students into the workforce.
Like you can take off working right away.
Yes, absolutely. It's a very high demand job right now. So we have that. We have the EKG certification, and phlebotomy was a huge hit. In MacArthur, we had that this summer. And
not my cup of tea. You would have had to have revived Jen like 100 times.
That's funny because there were some students, and my son included. He was kind of, I'm afraid of needles, but I'm like, son, this is a good job for a short-term investment. To help you get through school.
Mine's more the blood, not the needles part.
Yeah, I don't know, but he did it. He did it, Jen. He did it.
Oh well, see,
he did.
And that's what she said the other day too. We were discussing it. She said, "You get over it real quick." I said, "Okay."
Yeah. But so just really,
Just have an ambulance on standby for me.
I think if you can just have the courage to try,
Yeah.
it's just that old heave-ho effort. Like, let's just try.
Maybe it wouldn't bother me so much to suck other people's blood out of their arm. It's just when I see my blood, it scares me a little bit.
Maybe.
But that's neither here nor there. But okay, so phlebotomy. So when you say phlebotomy, let's take that for example, or the EMT,
Mhm.
which would be like someone that works on the
In
ambulance.
squad, correct.
Yeah. Can you just take that certification and then go straight to work,
Yes.
or are there other?
You can. I mean, you can definitely take that certificate and go into the workforce, or we can have you continue on for associate degrees. Some of these programs are built into stackable. So like the phlebotomy certificate is built in with our certified medical assisting,
Okay.
a medical assistant associate degree,
Okay.
where you would also gain your EKG certificate. We also have billing and coding. Billing and coding certificate can feed into the billing and coding degree. So we are really
Uh-huh.
trying to kind of build those pathways where one certificate can build on more accomplishment down the road. So if you want to upskill and continue to grow.
Yeah, and to make yourself more marketable as a human in
And
the
that is the key.
workforce, my goodness, you could just keep, the more well-rounded you are, obviously, the more
Right.
marketable you
You
are.
have to be able to sell yourself on paper before you're ever going to be able to sell yourself in person
Sure.
for an interview.
You
So
got
if
to get that interview
Yeah.
first,
So
you know?
you have to be able to kind of give yourself an edge above other people on that resume or on that job application. And I think, trying to kind of keep that at the forefront of your mind at all times, that is what you're doing and that is what your goal is. And sometimes I think, well, and I'll just speak in the terms of a mother.
Yeah.
I've had this discussion with my kids many times. Like you can't just think about getting from one point and stopping. You
Mhm.
have to always continue to accelerate and move beyond to be able to have the edge among your peers and your competitors.
Absolutely. And I always had this philosophy. You're either moving forward or you're moving backward, because staying still to me is moving backward.
You can be there for a short
Because
period of
you
time,
get
but not
passed
long.
by real quick,
Yes,
which
you
is
do.
moving backward.
Yes, you're right.
So you just have to keep on moving. Keep
And the
moving forward.
competition is real
It's
in this area.
fierce.
Yeah, it's especially with the access to online work and things like that. I think it broadens the amount of people that are going to be in that pool
Yes.
of applications and
Sure.
applicants. So what is it about you that makes you so different? Why do I want you? And that's what I think job seekers need to consider when they are trying to gain some skill and some education and training, that they're making themselves unique. They're giving themselves that edge.
Yeah.
So
I think that's wonderful. So you can add on a couple of those certificates while you're working toward the medical assistant, and then you could move on from there, even on up.
yeah,
So-
and it also does create an opportunity for you to gain employment, maybe a part-time employment or something like that while you're trying to continue on.
So here's a fun story. I have a friend that she had a daughter that did some of the CCP courses and whatever. And by the time she graduated high school, and she is going on to be, I think, a nurse practitioner, I think. But by the time she graduated high school, she had her phlebotomy and some of those things. And she was able to just like start working while she then went on
Yes.
to get the, I assume, RN and then probably nurse practitioner or something like that. But
Yeah.
I don't know the path.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's like, I can hit the ground running with a job,
And
with
it's a job
good benefits and things like that. And then
And
keep
sometimes
going.
those jobs that you're able to get, like phlebotomy or something like, you have a little more control of your schedule, which is more attractive to students, I think, as opposed to working some jobs where you're really, a factory job. You're not going to deviate from that schedule.
Sure.
If you're working at a grocery store or something like that, like your schedule is going to be very structured and set, and it's going to be hard to manipulate that schedule for continued education opportunities. So if you're getting something like a phlebotomy, sometimes you can do that on a weekend. You can do that in evenings. You can kind of
Sure.
blend that a little bit differently and have more control of your schedule. So
So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
It's really, really cool. So let's talk about CCP for a moment. I
Love
know
to.
Dylan took a class. Was it one or two classes? A couple classes?
Just one.
Just one class. Because we got him in there late, but we got him in because Kristen came in and was talking about Rio Jackson.
Okay.
And he heard her discussing it. And so we did like a little interview right here on the
that's
air.
awesome.
And the next thing you know, he was a student. So what are the benefits to CCP? I guess explain what it is first, and then we'll go from there.
CCP stands for College Credit Plus, and it is an opportunity for high school students and even middle school. If you want to be honest, we can go down to 7th grade to gain 7th grade, where you can gain dual credit. Yeah,
That is
for
awesome.
high school credit and collegiate credit at the same time. So it really is a great opportunity.
And I did not know. I'll be honest with you. I did not know anything about this when I was in school. I didn't even know it existed.
So when I was in school, it wasn't a thing, so I've been out for a while. But shortly after that, they had what was called post-secondary.
Yeah.
So PSEO, a lot of people knew it by that. So it's a new version of that. But what is really unique about the program now is that any classes that you take within this tier of classes is guaranteed to transfer to other institutions in Ohio. So any public institution in Ohio. So it's in the Ohio transfer module, and that is a requirement that all of those classes are accepted within the state of Ohio.
This is so cool.
yeah.
So if you have a child who is, bright and heck, maybe they're a little bored in school. You never know.
So I think that CCP, honestly, the way I try to market it is, I think it should be a supplement to the high school learning experience.
For sure.
There are some students that can be CCP full time all the time, and that works out great for them. But I feel like that is not the standard by which we should operate necessarily.
Right.
I think that there is value in young people being able to be young people, because once you're out of high school, you're done. Like that window is very small. And so
let them be little. And let them be
I
kids.
think when you're young, be young, embrace that, but also take advantage of opportunity to supplement that learning experience.
Sure.
Which I think CCP is an amazing way to do that, and help you kind of progress towards that collegiate experience, get your general education courses completed, possibly complete an associate's degree, and
For
create
free, by the way.
and free books, everything.
Free.
And a lot of students really like the breakaway from the high school day, kind of getting out of that environment. Not that there's anything wrong with that environment.
No, but especially like your senior year, for example, I just feel like you've kind of gotten through your schooling, right?
Yeah.
Like, and especially like the last semester of your senior year, you're just kind of
like you have that
treading
senioritis,
water
right?
and so that would give you some kind of like break. And
Yeah, it's really been a great opportunity for kids in this area. Throughout the state of Ohio, it's a big push.
I think that's so wonderful. And I wish I had known about it.
And I think it's important for young people and parents to know you can still be an athlete and do this. You can still pursue valedictorian and salutatorian and an honors diploma. You can still do those things while doing CCP. So I think it really just takes commitment on the student's part and conversations to happen with your guidance staff at the high school, as well as with us at Rio or whatever institution you're working with. But Rio, we know, is the one.
Yes.
Have those conversations and be very forthcoming with what your goals are, so that we can really make sure that path is what we have you on the best one.
And how fun is it? And Dylan talked about like the confidence level from when he started the class at Rio versus when he ended the first class,
Right.
the CCP class. And you talk about that, and what a good, just dipping your toe in the water to the
Exactly.
college experience, where you're not just going from X to Z, and you actually kind of have this transition.
Yeah, it's like a matriculation from not sure if I can do it to feeling I know I can. And I think that really is a key component to what I love about CCP, is that it creates this mentality that I think some students in Vinton County don't often have. Support systems are sometimes limited. And that's in today's society. That's
It's
that's
just,
not limited
no.
to my community, but it does sow that seed of competence that, you know what, I actually can achieve collegiate level work. I can
Yeah.
be successful.
I'm worthy.
I can do this. Whereas I think sometimes they think, I'll never be able to go to college. My dad was this, my mom was this, nobody went to college. I'm going to work at this place and my future is predestined. And I think it's been so amazing for me to see that shift and that change, and people kind of thought, you know, I could be a nurse, I could be a teacher, I could be a doctor.
I can be anything I want to be.
You can be anything that you commit yourself to doing, and that's been a wonderful thing for me to experience and see.
I would bet so. And then you were saying, I think this was off the air. You were saying what a fun experience it's been for you in the 12 years or so that you've been there, that you've had students come full circle. So, you know,
Yes.
maybe they come back and teach
I have
with
had,
you,
yes.
or, you know, that is so cool.
I actually have several that have come back and taught. They come back and visit me, and it's just been so wonderful. I love that. I love to see their success. I have one one instructor that's went off and traveled, and he's done some conferences, and I'm so proud of him. I'm like, please keep me updated. And he's teaching for me. I have another one that is social work, and she's coming back to teach. So yeah,
That's so
well,
good.
actually, I've had several, more than those two. I have another one starting this semester that's going to teach as well. So it's kind of like you sow the seed and the seed grows, and now they're reaching the
Our
multitudes.
little babies are growing up, you know?
And they're just going on and going forth and doing more, and I love it. I love success in other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why you're good at what you do.
Well, thank you. I try to be. But it does just, you know, it does good things for your heart.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So if somebody wanted to get started and, you know, maybe they are up Vinton County way, you know, what are the geographical areas that you tend to pull from?
So we get a lot of students, of course, Vinton County, but also we pull from Alexander.
Okay.
We have some partnerships with Alexander. We have in-house CCP classes, and I don't know, we talked about that, but Alexander, I work with Carrie Hanning at the guidance counselor at Alexander, and she's been great. And we have some students that come from that area. We have some that come from Ray, from Londonderry area. So Ross County, we pull from there. We have some that come from Nelsonville area. Not a lot because, you know, there is another institution there, but some of them do travel towards our way. Just beginning the logistics of where they're located sometimes makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But primarily that's it. We get some from Wellston. We have some students. It seems like if you're at the library and north, you're going to Jackson, and south, you might come to, I don't know.
Yeah,
it seems
I
like
get
that
it.
library might be the great divide. I don't know. But it's great. You know, we all try to work together. So whatever the needs are for the students, and sometimes they go different. You know, they'll go Jackson, MacArthur.
Well, I was going to say, you know, maybe a class is offered in Vinton County that isn't offered at this particular moment, and you need that class.
And it is whatever
it's
is
still
best
close.
Whatever is best for the student is what we want to do.
Yeah. Well, how do people get started?
So they would apply online. A traditional student, just somebody out of high school already with their GED or diploma, they would apply online at www.rio.edu, or they could call us, call our office at 645-7993, or our Facebook page. You can connect with us there at the Rio Grande McArthur Center. And Jackson has a Facebook page, as does Meg's and main campus. So there are multitudes of ways that you can reach out to us, but that application online is what's going to initiate that. Or you can just walk in our doors.
Hey,
and
Misty!
we'll help you. Yeah, like come see
Misty?
me. I'm here. I'm here, and I have some great staff that will help if I happen to not be there. My staff will help as well. So
very good. Well, cool. So, is there anything that we missed that that you would like to cover today? The chair is yours.
I mean, I can't think of anything off the top of my head other than I'll just say that it's great for us to be here. Rio really does want to commit to the presence that they have in our local communities.
Sure.
And, you know, Kristen, myself, and Michelle Kennedy, the director of MEGS, I mean, we're kind of the faces in the communities here in this service area. But there are so many wonderful people within Rio as a whole.
Yes.
If you come to any of our campuses, I think that you'll be met with open arms to try to help you throughout that process. So please do that. We want to help you.
That's right. I mean, including financial aid forms, right?
Financial aid forms.
Bring them on.
Whatever it is. If it's anything education related, come see us. We'll try to help.
Yeah.
And if we don't know, we'll find out.
Yeah. And that I think that's just so wonderful. And, again, this is what being from a small community is all about. It's the fact that you can walk into your office and say, I need help with a financial aid form. And you say, cool, sit down.
Yeah, we take it personal. I mean, it's not, you're not just a number. You're not just a student. You're a person
Your
that we
family.
care about. Yes, we care about you.
Your kids and family.
Yeah. And we get really invested. I'm just going to say we get really invested because we are small and we can get to know you and we can kind of have some of those conversations that you might not feel comfortable having with an advisor or something at a bigger institution. Mm-hmm. So, and chances are we probably, well, I can speak for myself. I probably know your mother or your dad or your sister or your brother. Like I've been in Vinton County my whole entire life. So I feel like I know a lot of people.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And, it's okay if you say, I don't know what I want to do.
And that is perfectly okay.
Help.
And I tell students that all the time. Especially young people, when they come in, I'll ask them, do you know what you want to do, what you want to, and I have no idea.
I think sometimes it's very unfair of society to put on a 16-year-old that they need to know, or 18-year-old that they need to know what they want to do for the rest of their lives.
So I say to my students over and over, there are very few people that I graduated high school with at the age of 18 that said they wanted to be this one thing and became this one thing. Yeah. And they stayed at that one thing. It just is not the way it works. I feel like life will point you in those directions. Yeah. If you know a place to start, just know a place to start.
Yes.
Start your path. If you know a place to start, life will kind of move you in the direction of your passion.
Sure.
And I think that really... You're 100% correct. I will agree with you to my dying death. Society puts way too much pressure on young people to figure out their life, because then that sows in this idea of failure if they don't do that.
For sure.
And that is setting our young people up for just disaster. And I don't buy into that. You're going to get me on my soapbox.
No, that's totally fine. But, I mean, I was always very envious of the folks that were like, well, I'm going to nursing school, or I'm going to be a lawyer. And I mean, they are to this day. And you're like, cool.
It didn't work like that for me. Did it work like that for you?
No, I still don't know what I want to do with my life, So you're just like,
it's okay. I just
let it go, man.
I think if you're pliable and you're up to thinking outside the box, like I do, outside the box, I think life is going to point you in those ways that make a job feel less like a job and more like a career and something that you're happy about doing.
Correct.
So I don't know, but I do think that there is way too much pressure on our young people to really have that figured out.
Agreed.
If you're a young person listening, don't get too much pressure about that. Don't get too overwhelmed.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Just dip your toe in the water, find out where the current takes you.
Just start.
All
start
the puns.
Start a journey. That's it.
For sure. Very good. See? We should be like philosophers or something.
Yeah, I think we can write a book.
Motivational speakers or something.
I think we could do that. Do you think people would listen to us?
No, I don't know. Probably not.
So they probably wouldn't pay money.
We make too much sense.
They wouldn't pay money to come see us.
I don't know. We're fun though.
I think we could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We're fun people.
Yeah. We could do this. Oh my gosh. Well, I tell you what, I know that you're very, very busy and you need to get back to campus. When do classes start, and
Monday.
Is it too late to register?
Classes start Monday, and it is not too late. Come see us. We can still help you register. We can still help you with financial aid. We can help you with all of those things. So
you can still get in there.
You can still
by
get
Monday.
in.
And what are there particular classes that maybe need filled, or that people might be interested in knowing that you're offering this semester?
The EMT certificate is being offered this semester, and there is still some room there. That class meets on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's a great opportunity for a one-semester investment. 2 nights a week, so it's built in as an evening course. So that one, we do still have seats available in that. Take advantage of that. And of course, the general education courses, we have all of those available. Any of the associate's degrees that we were talking about, those are still available. So
great.
Yeah.
So you can just dive right in.
Yes. Come see us and we'll get you started.
Love that. All right. Well, Misty, thank you so much for hanging out with us this
Thank
morning.
you.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And keep on keeping on and keep our kids and going in the right direction.
We'll do that.
Yeah,
We'll do
absolutely.
that.
All right, Dylan, let's pull up that weather forecast because I know a few people are wondering what in the heck is going on. We did not have any rain in the forecast yesterday, and it rained. I'm just saying. Bye-bye. Thank you. But today, so here's the deal. A little bit cooler the next few days. And then when we get all the way through Saturday, actually, low 80s to mid 80s from today all the way through Saturday. Then on Sunday, we pop right back up into the seasonal 90-degree temperatures. So low 90s through the beginning of your work week next week. But partly cloudy skies and looking pretty good for the next couple of days. So if you need to do any yard work or anything like that, this would probably be, it almost feels like fall out there. I told Jamie that it felt like Apple Festival. Do you know what I'm talking about, Dylan? Like where it gets like the air gets a little bit cooler and.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Just kind of like it's not really something I feel like, it's like when winter's approaching kind of, you know, like you go outside in the winter and it feels all like cool out and like the air's.
It just feels different.
It feels like an in-between of that.
Yeah. And I think that that's kind of like what fall feels like. Now, we'll get right back up in the 90s. Don't worry, folks. It's not gone. Summer is not gone. It's still here and we'll be here
Summer is gone,
for
people.
a while.
It's fall now. Get your sweaters
up.
out. Get your Halloween decorations ready. It is fall. The leaves are coming down.
OMG, did you know that there are actually, I think it was Target is actually putting out Christmas decorations already?
Oh, I believe it.
I'm like, come on.
I believe it.
No. Not okay.
Oh. Mm-hmm. How early is too early to decorate for Halloween? Asking for a friend.
See, you have your new house, right? So
Yeah.
you're like still trying to figure out all your
So
decor and stuff?
So I did some pretty fun Halloween decorations last year.
Yeah.
And I mostly just used what I kind of already had sitting around. I didn't really buy any new ones.
Or you could just go over to your neighbor Randy's house and just grab everything and put it in your yard.
Yeah. So like he is obviously the king of
The
Halloween
king.
decorations in our
Yes.
area.
Randy Ridge.
So I feel like I need to get somewhere close to that level.
Oh boy. Okay, so how soon is too soon to decorate for Halloween? Was your question.
Yes. And I will admit last year it was the last week of September when I put my decorations up.
I think somewhere into October would be okay.
Yeah.
I feel like because
I think
Halloween's
mid-August.
Oh my God.
Mid-August.
Why don't you just go to Target and buy Christmas decorations?
Well, I mean, I'm going to decorate for Christmas, like, probably the week before Thanksgiving.
Are you one of those before Thanksgiving decorators or are you an
No,
after Thanksgiving decorator?
I would say
I'm just a don't decorate period
don't decorate.
person.
I would say traditionally our family, because, the Thursday, Friday, Thanksgiving, a lot of times those are days off.
Yeah.
So a lot of times that's when the Christmas decorations go up, like
Gotcha.
either like in the afternoon after you eat Thanksgiving dinner, because our Thanksgivings are pretty chill.
Yeah.
We're normally done fairly early in the day, or that next Friday. That's normally when the Christmas stuff starts going up.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Well, and I think a lot of it too, like you have little niece and nephew now and all that. And I think if you've got like the little kids, you want to make it super special for them.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think my
Well, the
Courtney
thing
puppy
with-
cares whether I have a tree or not.
I doubt it.
I'd say she would be very excited.
I think she'd be
if
pretty
I had
into
a
it.
tree.
She'd take that sucker down. No, the thing about the little kids though, you can put your tree out, but maybe don't actually put the packages out until Christmas Day,
There you go.
because they're gonna want to open them as soon as they see them. And the month that you have to wait for
That's
Christmas,
like torture for a little kid.
torture for a little
I mean,
kid.
that's like 7 years for them.
Yeah.
And if you have little babies or, just walking toddlers, perhaps think about just putting the ornaments halfway up.
Yeah. Or cats.
Or cats.
Cats will get them no matter what.
Yeah. So it was so funny when I had my 2 cats that I had like in college and stuff. They were so good about the tree. Neither one of them bothered an ornament, nothing, except for my one. I had to stop using curly ribbon. That curling ribbon, he would just eat it.
Yeah. So
and then there'd be like curly ribbon everywhere.
I have a very gross story about my cat eating curly ribbon.
Really?
I won't tell it. Just don't think too hard about it.
We'll talk about that off the air.
Yeah, just don't think too hard about it. It's exactly what you think it is.
It came out one end or the other, right? So
yeah, one end.
And it came out the other. Yeah.
And mostly unchanged.
You just wonder like what the fascination is. Like
I don't know.
Cats, why?
String, yarn.
Why is that?
The first year I had my cat, we put popcorn garland on the tree.
Oh gosh.
And he was tiny. I mean, he was really tiny then. And he ate every bit of it.
I'll bet he did.
It was very funny.
But just think how much he enjoyed that popcorn.
Oh yeah. I mean, if I tried to do that now, he would just destroy the whole tree because he's enormous now.
He's like tree popcorn.
He would have had it.
Yeah. But I don't know. When is to what?
Okay, so I just wanted to put this out there since we were talking about cats and all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. We've all been there and seen that.
For those of you listening, Dylan is showing us a cat video of a cat ripping a ribbon off of a Christmas tree and having a complete freak out.
And just loving every bit of it.
Every second of it.
You know, they just, loving life.
Do you have pets, Dylan?
Yeah, I have a little dog.
You have a little dog, no cats?
Nope.
What's the dog's name?
Harley.
Harley?
He's a Boston Terrier.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Nice. Does Harley eat Christmas trees?
No, he just sleeps a lot and plays with his toy a lot.
Gotcha.
That's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little hint, by the way. I was trying to be a good...
BT dub. BT dub, by the way.
BT dub.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry. I didn't mean to just rail you.
Like, what? No, so... BarkBox. Have you heard of BarkBox?
Yeah, monthly subscription thing that sends you dog toys and treats and whatnot.
Correct. Yeah. So when we first got Olive, she's, super active, puppy, teething, all of the stuff. So I got on BarkBox and I was like, well, let's subscribe for 6 months just so she'll have plenty of toys and things to chew on and things to keep her occupied and whatever. So I subscribed to it.
Okay.
This is where they get you. This is just a warning. So I subscribed to it, and they sent me an email immediately back and said, if you pay for the 6 months up front, we'll give it to you for 50% off. And I'm like, cool.
Yeah, cool deal.
I'll do that.
And then you forget to cancel it at the end of.
Well, so I assumed that the 6 months they would contact me or whatever.
Absolutely not.
And say, would you like to subscribe again to BarkBox or whatever?
No, it'll auto renew at full price.
So yeah. So that's exactly what happened. So I'm like, well, I get this, my bank account, BarkBox. It's like $200 or something. I'm like,
for another 6 months.
What?
Yeah.
And so I go on there. It's like auto renew 6 months BarkBox. So I'm like, oh, no. So I went on there. I finally try finding where to cancel it on their website.
All of these things are like that.
Impossible.
Yeah, all of these sites are like that.
So finally, under 7 tiers of whatever, I find this little check mark box that says cancel auto renewal.
Yep.
So I clicked that and clicked submit, and it sends me a message back and says, okay, after this 6 months, your auto renewal will not, will not auto renew again. So they got me for a year. Those jerks.
Dude, all those subscription things are like that.
I will say BarkBox is pretty cute. It's just that now we're just running toys out of our ears. So, which I told Jamie, I was like, listen, we'll give them to the dog pound or, anybody that needs toys or whatever. And she does play with all of them. Yeah. I will say that. And they send treats and all that. But it's just like, Don't get caught into that.
Oh, I agree. There are some apps out there that will help you keep track of those renewing subscription things and make it a little bit easier to cancel them.
How does that work?
Yeah, I don't know how it works. I downloaded a free trial of one called Rocket Money.
Okay.
And it will, you give it like your checking account routing number and all that, like your bank information, and it will scan it and find all the sort of reoccurring things.
That would be fantastic.
It'll be like Netflix, Hulu, whatever.
Yeah. Paramount Plus, all these things that you've subscribed to.
It's not perfect. And, if you want to keep using it, it is like a paid thing. So it's just getting you into another
paid thing.
another paid thing. But there is like a 10-day free trial or whatever. So you can download it and put your information in, and it can help you find that stuff. At least some of it. It's not perfect. But yeah, it'll... and it makes canceling a little bit easier because you can cancel it through their service rather than having to dig for that.
Well, and I know, like, I've talked with several people who are like, oh, God, I signed up for Hulu like 7 years ago. I'm just using them as an example, or like 5 years ago.
And forgot about it.
I forgot about it. So I signed up again, and I've been paying twice, for it for years.
Oh, sure.
And
or if you have family... 2 people, both of them have their own account or whatever in the same household.
Right.
There's no reason.
Right. Why would you? Yeah. If you merge together or
mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just it's kind of wild. But so that's your financial tip of the day.
Yeah. No, those things will get you for sure. You got to be careful.
They do. And
yeah, I think it's always a good. And if you have an iPhone, it actually makes it kind of easy if you subscribe to this stuff through Apple, because it'll all be kind of saved in one place on your phone.
Oh.
So like a lot of these streaming sites, you can like subscribe through Apple, and Amazon has a similar thing. You can like subscribe through Amazon.
Okay.
So it'll have all the subscriptions kind of in one place. And it makes it a little bit easier to find them and cancel them and things like that. But yeah, anytime you come across something like, say, the Bark Box or whatever, and you want to do the free trial, and you're pretty sure that you just want to do the free trial, you don't want to get say you download Paramount Plus because you want to watch Top Gun Maverick.
You're gonna watch,
but you don't want
one thing, and then
right. You want to cancel it at the end of that.
You're gonna watch
trial.
Yellowstone, and that's it, or whatever.
So subscribe, do whatever you have to do to get that free trial, and then immediately go in
and cancel it
and uncheck that whatever, because it's still going to run for the length
for the month of the free trial,
whatever the free trial duration was.
That's smart.
So sign up and then immediately go back in and find that uncheck auto renewal thing.
Well, I'm just glad that I do kind of, in a way, look forward to the Bark Boxes every month, because they are cute.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're very fun, and they do like themes. Stuff like that.
Is Rodney here?
No, that would be Big Papa. If our listeners couldn't
screaming.
No, he's singing.
Singing. Okay. Well, it sounds like screaming to me.
But. No, I think that was the singing. I think he was showing off his music school chops. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if the mics probably didn't pick that up, but yeah, it was very loud in here.
You heard a very strange noise. That's what it was. But yeah, we just got so some of the funniest Bark Boxes though, they sent and I don't know why Olive is obsessed with this one. But what they'll do is they'll send like one just hard toy, and then they'll send one that's got like, it's like a hard toy, but it's got like a real soft cover on it. So they can like throw it around and whatever, but then when they chew the cover off of it, it's still something.
Mm-hmm.
Her favorite one is, there was an Italian one. So they sent her a Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Okay.
She plays with it all the time. But the funniest one, it was a meatball.
Inside of the Leaning Tower of
No,
Pisa?
it's a round brown ball and it looked like a meatball on the outside. But when she tore the thing off, it's just a brown spiky ball. And that is the funnest toy ever.
Well, that's pretty fun.
She had a margarita one.
Ooh.
She was chewing on her margarita last night.
That's funny.
The glass was a margarita in it.
Is it like squishy?
No, most of them I got like the
It's like hard
strong
plastic?
chewer
Okay.
ones. So they're like hard rubber.
Okay.
Like a tire almost, like that.
I got an old tire she can chew on.
Yeah, she probably would. But yeah, some of them have been really cute. There was an ocean one and the meatball one. What was the last one that we got? Oh, she ate Darth Vader. I meant to tell you. That was the very first one we got.
Yeah,
It was Darth Vader's head.
Uh-huh.
And just the other day, Darth Vader's head blew out and went into 2 pieces.
All right.
So he got thrown away. Yeah.
Well, good thing you have another 6 months of toys coming to replace it.
I'm like, I wonder if they're going to repeat.
Probably.
I'm going to be
Probably
really mad if
eventually.
they repeat.
Yeah. Maybe themes. Maybe not actually repeated the toys, but I bet they repeat some themes.
Maybe. Oh, I know. The last one she got was a hippie one.
That's funny.
It was like,
Yeah.
hippie. She's got like this big hippie bunny thing. I haven't given her yet, but yeah.
Cool.
So anyway, just be careful. With all
Be
these
careful with those
subscriptions.
online subscriptions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got suckered into subscribing back to Peacock the other day. I wanted to watch Asteroid City, the new Wes Anderson movie.
Okay.
Which was very quirky and fun.
Yeah.
But I got suckered into that one.
Peacock.
Peacock. I almost got suckered into Paramount Plus again because I wanted to watch something. I forget exactly what it was, but I said I'd just rent it from Amazon or whatever.
And sometimes that might be a cheaper option than
if it's
subscribing to
I mean, it was
service.
less than a month subscription. Yeah. But
I saw Cocaine Bears on
it's on Peacock, I think.
I thought it was on something that I have.
I don't know.
Amazon maybe?
Well, you can subscribe to Peacock through Amazon. But it could be on both. I don't know.
See if Cocaine Bear's on Amazon, Dylan.
Yeah, it's on Amazon.
Yeah.
Is it free or is it like Prime or is it
Prime Video?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. May have to watch that one now.
Yeah.
That's one of those I wasn't going to pay to watch, but if I can.
Yeah. No, it looks very silly. I don't know if I'll watch Cocaine Bear, but.
Did you watch? So it's like funny. All these shows that I've watched over the years are now like all coming back at one time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying not to binge them because I know with the writer's strike and actors strike and all that, there's not going to be new shows forever. But did you watch Only Murders in the Building?
I did. It's very fun. I saw that season 3, right?
Season 3
is premiering now or soon.
So I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
But I'm excited
that show's very fun. Like it's
the cast is great.
The cast is great. Yeah, the mysteries are fun. A little silly. Sometimes you like
stupid, but it's like fun.
Yeah, but you get caught up in the characters and
yeah.
whatnot. Yeah, that's a really cute show.
Yeah,
like
it
a
is.
lot.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's one to watch. That's on Hulu.
It is on Hulu, I think. Yeah.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sweet Magnolias is back
on
Netflix, which I haven't watched that season yet.
I watched
Lincoln Lawyer's back.
Yeah.
Love that one.
I watched that documentary about the American Gladiators on Netflix. It was not very good.
No.
Shocker, right? It's like, we did a bunch of steroids and like didn't make that much money.
They just beat the crap out of each other.
We just beat the crap out of each other.
It was great.
Hooked up.
Yeah.
I was like, this is thrilling, guys.
Yeah. None of that I thought of already.
I would never have guessed that was the story behind American Gladiators.
Oh my gosh.
Dylan, do you know what American Gladiators is?
No, I did not know.
Okay, so we had to explain to him who Culture Club and Boy George was already this morning.
Yeah. So you've seen what's the new one, like American Ninja Warrior?
Yeah.
Have you seen that before?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
Do you know what it is? It's like obstacle courses and stuff. So American Gladiator was basically that, except they brought in a bunch of like roided up dudes.
If you would think about WWF wrestling and
meets American
Ninja Warrior, it's kind of that.
Yeah.
Like great big beefed up dudes with like just beating the crap out of each other.
Red, white, and blue spandex, like onesies.
Like obstacles.
Was this like a popular thing?
Oh, it was huge. Like
way back a couple of years ago.
Yeah, like late 80s, early 90s. It was like huge for a minute. Yeah. But yeah, it was basically you were doing an obstacle course and then some roided out dude just like tackles you.
Yeah, just knock the
just
crap
sounds
out of you.
unfair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably. Yeah,
But it was really big for a minute. They made toys and everything.
yeah, it was big.
Yeah.
So there
Is
you
that
go.
one of the shows coming back, or is that just a
No, I don't
documentary?
think it's coming back.
No,
Although-
he just watched a documentary
Yeah, they
about
made
it
a
for no reason
documentary about it.
whatsoever.
Well, I thought maybe it would be like, sometimes that stuff is like darker than you expect. Like, what was the one? Oh, the Chip and Dale's one. I mean, that was
I haven't watched that yet.
was a drama, not a documentary. But like that story's way more interesting than you'd think it would be.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe the American Gladiators was the same way, but nah.
I watched Telemarketers on
That looks
Hulu.
good. Have you seen the preview for that? So it is a documentary. It's on HBO. It's called Telemarketers, and it's about these two guys that got a job at like a telemarketing thing, and over the course of like 20 years, they worked with the FBI or something to uncover this like phone scam that these guys were running through a telemarketing thing.
Whoa.
Yeah, I've not watched it yet, but it looks interesting.
So you watched it?
Well, I watched like 5 minutes of it while my dad was watching it, and then he talked about it, but it did seem pretty crazy. Like they just went up to an old lady's house, and I don't know how they managed to get like cocaine or something like that. Like, I don't know. It was weird, man. But basically, this dude just got really high and started making phone calls, and he's like, "Yeah, I just made $500."
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if that description is accurate at all, but it does look like an interesting.
There's a phone and there's cocaine.
Yeah, that was
it is like the 80s, early 90s. So.
Right.
Basically, they were just a bunch of people that like the telemarketing place would like purposely get people like out of prison and stuff. Like you would get out of prison, like you couldn't get a job anywhere. They would hire you, and then they would just go around and call a bunch of people, and they would do drugs.
Mm.
If that's what my job was, I'd have to do drugs too.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that'd be rough.
God. Of course, I'm the person that feels bad hanging up on the telemarketer. Like,
Yeah.
I have a conscience about it because I'm like, oh, they're human, and I feel bad about it.
I had one the other day from a car dealership wanting, like, we were offered cash money for your car and blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, well, how much? Well, it depends. I was like, well, no, tell you, like, you took the time to call me. Yeah. Tell me how much money you're willing to offer me for this vehicle.
What kind of car do I have?
Yeah. Well, she didn't know what kind of car I had because it was the dealer I bought the car from. Oh. But I was like, actually make me a real offer. And then she like, oh, okay, well, ask me a couple questions or whatever. We'll call you back. They call me back in 6 months, just like they called me 6 months ago. Yeah. Saying the same thing. They never call you back.
It's like the same people that send you all the literature. And I get text messages all the time about people. We pay cash for houses. And I'm like, cool. How much?
Yeah. Just text stop and those will stop.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just block them.
Yeah. You can just reply stop.
Oh.
If it's an automated thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That is the one advantage of spam text over spam calls.
Yeah. True that.
It's easier to unsubscribe.
True that.
Certainly easier than unsubscribing to an email chain.
Yes. Yeah. For sure. So Dylan, you got to meet SpongeBob the other day, and I wore my pineapple shirt in honor of that, and he didn't even get it.
Yeah, I didn't get it either.
Yeah, I didn't get the pineapple part, but I did get to meet SpongeBob.
Doesn't SpongeBob live in a pineapple?
Yes.
Under the sea.
Yep. Pineapple under the sea.
Absorbent and yellow and porous is he.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Nautical nonsense be something you wish.
Wait, stop. What are you saying? Is this the theme song?
This is the theme song. And then drop on the deck and flop like a fish.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Jesus.
Anyway, Tom Kenny, the actor that plays SpongeBob, was in Huntington, and Dylan got to meet him.
I did,
and I kind of wanted to go to this, but I didn't. I wasn't able.
Do you have the picture?
I'm pulling it up.
But the thing that
because Dylan is so starstruck, this is what's great about the picture.
This picture is funny. But the thing I was excited for, I wanted to see. So Tom Kenny, voice of SpongeBob, has a band.
Yeah.
And they were going to perform like on that little stage in Pullman Square in Huntington.
Yes.
And so I knew this was going to happen. And I saw a video clip pop up online the night that it happened. And So he was joined on stage by the lead singer of the band Slipknot.
I mean, you
And-
know, normal everyday stuff.
Yeah, normal
see.
everyday thing.
Only
And-
in Huntington.
Yeah, only in Huntington. And they sang the SpongeBob theme song together.
Shut up. No, they did not.
Yeah, there's a good video of it online.
I was going to say, I need to see a video of
It's
this.
pretty good. And there's a lot of freaking people there, too.
Do you think
there's
people
like
were
hundreds
there
of
just to
people.
see like the guy that voices SpongeBob,
Oh,
or were they
yeah.
just there because they were there?
No, they were there for it. They were definitely there for this.
So, Dylan, what were you doing that you met him? There was some comic nerdy convention thing that you went to?
Yeah, there was a comic nerdy convention in Huntington. I think it was called like
It's the
Huntington.
Huntington Comic and Toy Convention.
And
Yeah,
nerd
that was
And
it.
convention.
Nerd Convention.
And I was going there with my friend, and we were just going to walk around, see what was there. It just seemed like a fun thing to go to on a Sunday when you're bored.
Yeah.
And it was a very spur of the moment thing, too. And we were like, oh, I wonder who's going to be there. And we pulled it up online and saw Tom Kenny wasn't going to be there. He was just Saturday. And we saw that the voice actor for Goku, an anime I watch, he was going to be there. And then he canceled. And we're like, oh, man, no one's going to be there.
Yeah.
And we get there and we meet up with a friend. And we walked in and we were like, oh, my God, Tom Kenny, Tom Kenny, Tom Kenny.
That's a pleasant surprise.
And we just ran over and we got in line. And I got a little autograph thing. And if you got the autograph, you got a picture. So I got in line, and then he was like, oh, your friends can join you if you want. So we all gathered around. Then we took this picture. And I
Look
was,
at Dylan. He looks like a deer with the headlights.
I was starstruck. I was so just.
He was like, I
shocked.
couldn't get words to come out of my mouth.
I really couldn't. And then I found out he voiced a Rick and Morty character too, and I was like, oh no.
That's
I just
awesome.
You
completely
got your Rick and Morty
starstruck.
shirt on.
Yep.
Who's the kid in the front?
That was Lily.
Okay.
And then Corbin's
That's
on
awesome.
the right there. But
Yeah.
we were all starstruck. And when we all walked away, we had no words. And then after a bit, we
That's
were
so
like,
cute.
oh my God, we just met Tom Kenny. And then on the ride back, while we were just driving, and then Lily was in the back seat, and she just went, we met Tom Kenny, guys. And we're like, oh my God.
That's so cool. Didn't you say, though, he talked to you in like character?
Yeah, my favorite character, Ice King. And he just started talking to me like he was him. And I just got even more starstruck. I managed to spit words out, but all I said
That's
was
fun.
like, that's my favorite character.
I'm so glad that you got to meet him,
Very
and
cool.
that's really cool. So,
Very cool.
but I thought that picture was fantastic.
It's a very funny
This
picture.
Dylan going,
He looks like that picture. We're out of time, but he looks like that picture. It's been turned into a meme from The Office, where like young Steve Carell with his mullet is like shaking hands with the guy, and it has this blank look on his face, like he doesn't know what he's like, why he's being put in this photo opportunity.
there you go.
All
All right. Well, let's see. Tomorrow is what? What are we doing
Thursday.
tomorrow?
John Boy.
Okay, I thought so. John Boy will be here. We're going to talk all things Ohio Hill Country Festival.
Ohio
right?
Hill Country Festival. Yep.
Or Ohilco for short.
Ohio Hill Country. Yeah.
There you go. Well, we want to thank Misty for coming in today from Rio Grande, of course, in the Vinton County area. And that was a lot of fun talking with her today. Class is getting started next Monday, or this coming Monday. So if you want to register, it's not too late.
Apparently not.
All right. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we'll be right back here tomorrow.
Bye, guys.